everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it, and I know why you're here. You want to do your PMP. You definitely want to pass it. You want to pass the first time. Probably you don't want to waste your time. So let me not waste your time. Let's get straight into it. If you want to go, I did a video on like how I passed my CAPM exam. Go check it out, it's in the description below. Also, I will definitely include some timestamps below if you want to skip through certain parts and get to what it is that you need to get to, because I know you're probably busy because you're trying to do this all in one go. But anyway, let's continue. As far as I'm concerned and what I've been seeing online, PMP that's the big one. And in terms of your preparation, at minimum they advise you to take it, say anything from like 2 months, but you don't want to stretch it out later than 6 months. So within a 2 to 6 month frame, definitely want to do that. The people that I watched, remember I hope by the way you are taking notes. You're supposed to be taking notes because I'm just going to rush through everything. Like I said, I know you want a schedule. First, I watched Jessica Black on the whole process of how do you apply for your PMP exam, what are the requirements, all those kind of things. I think one of her videos is like 20 to 25 minutes. Just watch it, get what you need to get out of the process. Another person is Veronica. Her channel I think is ANU Consulting. Again, I would link everything in the description below. But if you type in PM Mastermind on your TikTok or even on YouTube, you will find her content over there. So after watching videos from Jessica Black on the whole process, PMP, what's the benefit of it, and then also the PM Mastermind, like Veronica's YouTube channel, and then I also watched Ogaga Johnson on YouTube. Very good. I would highly recommend. And then the fourth person would be Pitol in Motion. That is her handle. Definitely go check out those 4 females, their videos, to get a sense of if you even want to do it. Is it worth your time? Does it slot in with your career? And if you actually want to invest that time and coins into this process and exam. Did that not just happen? Once you decided this is what you want to do, I then went on the PMI.org website to see, okay, but what are the different requirements to be eligible to write the exam? So if you go on PMI.org, you will see there's like 3 sets of requirements. The first thing would be you need a high school diploma or secondary school diploma, minimum 5 years of experience leading and managing projects, and then 35 hours of project management education or training. And then you can see set B's there and then set C as well. Now the 35 hours education, project management education or training requirement, I kind of took a shortcut, because one of the requirements and the ways in which you can do that is if you got your CAPM. And I knew when I did the exam, I was like, okay, so I'm thinking of doing it, but I'm not sure. Let me see. But if I do decide on taking the PMP exam, at least I did my CAPM. And then it worked out and I was pleasantly surprised. So I did my CAPM exam from when I passed it up until the PMP exam. When I passed that was a 4-month period. So by the time I decided to do my PMP and I booked it to make sure I have at least 2 months to do enough preparation, everything was still fresh, and that was a massive, I would say, advantage when it came to when I decided to schedule my PMP exam. If you want to take that route, I would highly recommend that you consider that. Now that you pass that and you want to do the exam, there's a whole application process. This is where Veronica or her channel comes in Mastermind or ANU Consulting. She does like a whole breakdown, very nice process in terms of the application. It's a case of you can't just go and type in whatever you need to type in and then someone reviews it and then you hope for the best. Like, no. Like, she actually gives you a nice breakdown in terms of what it is that you need to do or what would be ideal in your application process to make sure that A, your application is accepted, and then B, in the event that your application gets audited, what are the next steps, that kind of thing, or if it doesn't even pass the application process. So go and check out her video. I actually thought, I still have to do it, like certain years of experience. I'll probably need another 2-3 years before I can even apply to do this exam. Yeah, what a surprise, because I was like, you know what, let me just try and go and do this. Who knows what could happen? And then I was pleasantly surprised after, again, taking her advice, because you can look at your CV. It's very different when you look at do it when you look at your CV through the lens of a PM or like a project manager or applying for a project management role, there's certain wording and the way you structure it that is very different, and that really helped with my application. I know for a fact that helped, and this is why I'm giving you the tea. But in any case, I decided I'm doing the exam. I passed my CAPM, so that's first step number 1. I watched Veronica's video and I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to do my application. Did my application, and I waited, very nerve-wracking, for a few days. They got back to me, my application was accepted, and I was like, well, okay. So I guess we're doing this. Once I got the email and my nerves settled, I'm like, okay, I have to schedule this now. Once I did the application, everything was fine. I was like, okay, let me schedule my date for my exam. Then I know I'm gonna do it. Now, at the time when I booked it, I knew I'm gonna give myself at least 2 months because I don't wanna like rush everything, but also not too long because you wanna give yourself like an end date to know that you gonna do it. And I don't know about you, but the longer you stretch things out, the more stressful it becomes. More things tend to happen, or like life happens, and then you kind of like super stressed out because you don't have enough time and so forth. And also I wanted to end the year off on a good note. And funny enough, by the time when I booked my exam, I did not know that the new PMI guide is going to come out, because I was doing my exam on PMI Guide, the 7th edition, not the 8th edition. I also want to just add this as a disclaimer. The people that I referenced in this video, I'm so sure that they're gonna update their things for the 8th edition by the time that you do watch this. I also heard to all, like watching all these content creators in the project management space, all of them kept on saying like they would highly recommend that you rather sit or book your exam in like a venue-based exam, because you do have the option to take your exam at home on your computer, but like any slightest thing can cancel your exam like in an instant. Like you move away from your camera, or you have like maybe a technical glitch with your internet connection, so you don't want to put your whole exam process at risk. And if you think about it, it would be less stressful to rather just go at a venue. You just have to focus on just answering questions. You don't have to think about technical difficulties or like load shedding like we have in South Africa, like where the electricity goes off or anything like that. You can just go focus on your exam, and just when you're done, you're done. If it is possible to go and write it at a exam venue, which would probably be a Pearson one. I didn't even look at what happens if you fail. I was like, there is no what if. Like, you are passing it first time around, and that helped me to stay determined and motivated during my preparation. I would highly recommend that you watch Andrew Ramdayal's videos on YouTube. It is for free. I mean, that's on YouTube. That is also assuming you didn't do his 35-hour course on Udemy. For me personally, I prefer his questions over David McLachlan, because I feel like David McLachlan stuff, it takes quite long in his explanation, and I prefer the way Andrew Ramdayal like explains certain things and talks you through when you answer the questions with them. Bear in mind, I did a variety. There's like drag and drop type of questions, then there's also just ultra hard questions. So you want to make sure you kind of have a variety, because in the exam you don't know. I was just going off of, okay, I see like a lot of people have been watching these kind of questions, and then there's also like the agile kind of questions versus the waterfall predictive methodology type of questions that David McLachlan has. So it's completely up to you in terms of what do you want to do for your preparation. That's what I did. I also did like the study hall on PMI.org. They have like a PMP specific study hall. What is quite nice is that there's like exam simulations, so you get, depending on which one you choose, you can get either 3 full exam kind of questions. I think it's 175 questions each. You get 3 of those, or you can get the one where you can get 5 of those and even more questions. That really helped, because what everyone kept on saying is the more you practice your questions, the better. Don't get so stuck on like theory, because you're gonna have to apply that when you answer the question on the day. So the quicker you get used to how they ask the question, what kind of question could possibly ask, the better. I will say there's certain theory or theoretical things that I did to really get me just to try and understand what is cooking. The first thing I did was definitely watch Ricardo Vargas. He does a summary on the whole PIM book, the current edition. I watched the 7th edition. I'm pretty sure he's going to do an 8th one. Go check it out. I will link it in the description below. Be early, because when you get to the venue, there's a high chance that other people are doing other type of exams, and like the signing in, getting ready, putting your stuff away, maybe going to the bathroom. It takes some time, and you want to make sure the exam itself is like I think it's 4 hours. Kind of depending on how quickly you go through it. Be early so that you're not rushed into everything and then you're like flustered and nervous, and then your first few questions kind of take a hit. You don't want to experience that. The other thing also, McLachlan did a video, 155/80 rule, and it is less than a minute. It gives you a nice breakdown in terms of if you need to keep track of the amount of questions you've answered versus the time that's still left on your exam. It gives you a nice ballpark. By this time you need to have already done this amount of questions. You get 2 breaks, 2 10-minute breaks. You can choose to take them or not. I chose to take them because I went to the bathroom, number 1. Number 2, it gave me time to just calm my nerves and to physically stretch if I need to, and just be like, I can do this. You know, give yourself a pep talk, and then you just go back, because it is quite intense. Like, it really is intense. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, but like I said, if you clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you will pass it. Keep yourself motivated, know why it is that you're doing it, and I think that's it for this video. I tried to keep it as compact, as cute as possible. Like I said, I will link all the videos and the different people and the channels. I will link it in the description below, and please remember to like this video, share it with whoever is thinking about doing the exam, and let me know in the comment section below how it went. Are there other people that you would recommend? And if you know of anyone else who want to try this exam, please share it. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, I don't think it's gonna be the next one, but I don't know. Check out some other videos on my channel. I'll see you guys, and all the best with your exam. Bye.